All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the stock market. I will be your guide today. Something like that. So, the day ended up yesterday with kind of a support day, more volume than the big 3% day, at least on the futures exchanges. And I think that's pretty interesting. Looks like about 8% more volume. That's interesting. You had the Qs also higher. Volume was lower, however. Let's go ahead and take a look at our general pre-market movers. Take a look at some IBD. See what's going on today. Oil slumps, Dow Giant gets an upgrade. And on our pre-market movers here, guys, we got Indosite. That's good. A couple China names. TTS. Don't we have TTS on our list here? I think we may. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some of those PMMs, as I always call them, as of 1 second ago. Our PTI, ECYT, YECO. This YECO, I was watching CNBC yesterday. Don't know why I'm watching CNBC again, but this thing was popping all day yesterday. It said it was at $14 and it was up $13. I'm like, what the hell? And if you look at it, it looks fairly accurate. It's up $13 after being $1. Whatever this means. Sevenfold after closing Millennium Sapphire deal. Okay. That's crazy. Long shares surge after Millennium Sapphire deal closes. Whatever Millennium Sapphire deal is, it's pretty important because it's up like 700%. Or 1,000,000,000%. It's up 1,000,000,000% basically. Comes out of hiding. Okay. So that's interesting. Millennium Sapphire for YECO, whatever YECO is, but that's up a crap ton today. CADC, CCCL, BIOC, all garbage names. APOP, AQB, more garbage names. ACOR does not look good. TTS, BKE. Wow, none of these look good. Wow. That I'm scared to look at the top losing stocks list now. Okay, at least recognize one of the names. Let's go ahead and PLAG, C, LMFA, LMFA. That's funny. TXT. Don't be texting today, guys. ACRS, OMED. VTVT, HCLP. These are ones that are down I'm going through right now. There's really literally all garbage on the upside. I'm trying to see if there's quality somewhere. Not there. Snap-on, the only large cap name that I'm aware of right now. All right, NASDAQ down 0.5%. Looks like it didn't really get out of the gate very aggressively yesterday. Started selling off. Volume's pretty muted. And let's go back to IBD. What kind of articles say after there? Number one education stock sets up again. BFAM. Bright Horizons School. I think we have one of those here in Arizona. Very nice. What up, Blair? The only one willing to say hi this morning. Good morning. All right, what's our base declination? 8%. That'd be a flat base. That's pretty healthy. Earnings coming up here in a couple weeks. Estimates have been revised higher, so that's good. All right, what else we got here? Hello, Amit. Digital payments stock hit sector leaders list. Let's check that out. Just checking out some IBD articles in the front of IBD here, guys. If you're new, if you want to follow along. PAGS. IBD Big Cap 20. Okay. Illumina. Just permanently put Illumina on the list. There's no reason to not have Illumina on the list. All right. What's up, Noel? How are you? Let's go take a peek at what else they have up here. Taiwan Semiconductor moving up. That's good. That's good. What's it at? Oh, 0.1%. So never mind. Anchorman Randy with the news. That'd be some boring news. All right, there's TSM. Had a pretty good run, up about 100% over the past 3 years. Inverted Head and Shoulders, which is not an IBD thing, but you know. Could be a decent area to pick up some TSM if you're interested in a inverted head and shoulders. Got a shoulder here, a head and a shoulder. Could be multiple head and shoulders if you're so inclined. I won't get mad at you for that one, but this kind of rings a little more truly to me. Can't tell you why, but just kind of does. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. TSM, ladies and gentlemen. On a bottom bounce play. Down 0.6% the NASDAQ is right now. Like I mentioned earlier, yesterday we had a support day, closed well up here. Volume was elevated, which is good. Let's go down to the 15-minute and see if we can really see where volume comes in. Yeah, pretty much in the morning, there's some buying right there. And it really drops to nothing. Increases on the sell-off, so there's definitely still plenty of sellers in this market. And you see right there, we're dropping right before the open, so we're probably going to have an interesting open. Maybe some whipsaws. I was looking for this level to break. If you remember, a couple days ago we were talking about that. We were below this line or at this line when we stopped the live stream. Since it poked higher, it's up higher so far, which is good. That line may be in danger. I was looking at AMRN last night. It looks like it was popping up about 2% after hours, so we'll have to see how that opens. Amit, you think that even after TQQ run the last few days, is it still a buy? Would you say it's relevant to? It's still relevant to buy. So up here, I would probably think. Actually, here's the Qs and here's the 50-day. No wait, actually I think that's the 21-day. Okay, where's my... There we go, edit studies. Okay, that's the 21-day. It probably would have been faster just for me to do this. Should have done that. So there's the 50-day. We're still under the 50 days, so there's a possibility that the 50 will come down to us, or we will test the 50-day and then still go a little bit lower. There's a possibility of that. Now, really should have been trying to buy here, I think, at a maximum. In my opinion, this should kind of be the highest. We talked about it last Thursday over here on this day about buying the bottom down here. Like you said, 10%, it's a little bit elevated. It's not bad though. The problem you run into is that we've bounced to kind of a breakdown point, and we may not continue with this right now. So it'll probably drift down lower, back down towards these levels. If it does that, you'll have an opportunity to buy lower. Okay, we'll see if it undercuts this low here at about 69, whatever the low is here, 69.07. We'll see if it undercuts that or not. But up here, I would probably kind of let it go. And I know it kind of sounds weird, but I would probably wait to see if it can break another high. And then here's the other thing here. Get some perspective. There we go. So in terms of the range here, we got about 6% to highs, 5% to lows. We're right in the middle of this range. All right, the market doesn't go straight back up, doesn't go straight, doesn't go straight down, doesn't go straight up. So the fact we're at the top of a bounce, you're going to get some lower prices. I would wait a little bit. Like I said, you're probably going to get some lower prints, even if it drops another 2% over the course of who knows how long. So there's 2%. That at least gets you much closer to the lows than it does the highs. With that TQ, with that triple Q thing, you really try to pay as low as you possibly can. It just elevates your gains basically. But something you could do too, because we don't know what the price action is going to do, you could start picking at it. It's going to increase your cost of entry due to fees, but depending on the size of your account, it may not even matter that much. So, anytime it's down like 1%, you could buy some, down 1%, down 1%, down 1%. Whatever you perceive as the low of the day, if it comes down to a support level, you could buy. There's a lot of ways you can play that. You can start layering in. I don't mind that strategy either. And yep, AMRN up 2%, actually breaking the prior highs and moving into new highs. AMRN. So pretty good right there. All right, let's move in SBNY. Grifols. Man, they got almost the same chart, don't they? AMRN, which is one actually moving after nice consolidation here. TZA, which is a 3-time short ETF for the Russell 2000. I see a familiar name, Lilly, down there. ENDP up a little bit, but there's some wide and loose action up here. I'm not super happy about that. TBT, which is a bond. I believe this is short bonds, if I'm not mistaken. Have to double check on that. Down 1% now on the NASDAQ. .85 on the Qs, which is normal. Slight difference there. Good morning, Ethan. You all right? Cool. Very good. All right, so look at ZS. Get what? Oh yeah. So here, why don't you try it? Try following the curl till you get to the end. There you go. You did it. Good job. EW. So here down 1%, you could buy a little bit, and then if it goes down another percent, you could try to buy a little bit. I usually don't average down. You all right? Oh, something fall? I really don't like to average down. That's not really something that I do, to be honest with you. Yeah, I really don't like to average down. Wanted to look at Eli Lilly. Had a good day yesterday. So far was green, starting lower here a little bit today. What's really down today? WGO, URI, IQ, SOI down 4%. So there's SOI. So you never try to jump in arbitrarily. You really try to pick your spots. Whatever your strategy is, you try to abide by that. And this NQ up here not doing super duper hot. Like I said, we came up to the breakdown point, failed right there. We haven't gone higher. The way this is going, we'll probably go lower. May see lower prints here. Here's that 12%. There's that 15%. If this is the little top here, we'll have to see how that happens. Let's back out a little bit. Maybe take a peek at, see that high volume candle right there. That's pretty encouraging for a bottom. Now, as we've noted here, we had a high volume candle right here on this prior list. You know, we got to keep things in context. You know, the market's in front of us, and you tend to be a little bit. Every day is a sell-off day, Blair. Every day. Every day is a buy day. Every day is a sell-off day. But sell-offs on Thursdays and Fridays are a little bit worse. So here we have a high volume print right there, kind of very similar to what we had, right? We had a high volume print on kind of a washing day, up and down, not a peak close in either direction. Same over here. Here's that high volume right there. That red day didn't close at the high or the low, closed right almost in the middle. Poked higher, went lower on lower volume, and then started rallying right there. Okay, we talked about follow-through days a little bit. This would be considered a follow-through day here. Hey, how you doing, Miguel? This is Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. That's how you get this software. I really like the software. I've been using it for a long time. I haven't explored a lot of options, to be honest with you, but it's Thinkorswim. It's a good software. It's very complex, a little too complex. Hey, see you on Real Crypto. Thanks for coming over to Real Stocks and checking it out. But yeah, so going over high volume days as we did in the past. So here's a high volume day. Again, we moved lower on slightly lower volume. This day we had some really good closes, which was indicative to the buying in the market. We don't necessarily have that this time around. But there's some peak closes. So, you know, we can move lower, and Eli's right. We did talk Eli. Or Ellie is what I should be saying. We did talk about yesterday possibly rolling over, moving lower, failing at this breakdown point. So I wouldn't be getting too excited here. The market's not completely falling flat on its face. Now, there are some sectors that are, which is very healthy. That's something I do like to see, where a few sectors are just getting destroyed. It's going to create some nice bases coming up in the next 6 to 12 months to do some good buying off of, and that's really what we've been missing over the past most of this year actually. We've missed out on some pretty good bases. We've had some good ones, but we've missed out on a lot of good ones. One thing we're missing today is the MJ stocks. I already got some more green. There's one MJ stock up a little bit. And that's about it. Very neutral day here today so far. Really not much going on in either direction. Hold on a second, guys. I had a water heater burst last night. Actually started to leak. Didn't really burst. I just want to check on it. I'll be back. All right. Real Crypto doing some real household engineering, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to get the wife hot water. Had to turn the hot water off. Turned it back on this morning. Identified the leak. Didn't mitigate it, but anyway, I got a buddy that's a plumber. I'm getting a hybrid water heater for $300. Oh yeah. Real bargains. All right. What changed while I was gone? Obviously a lot. Quite a bit. Getting a bit of a bounce here in the NQ. I think today's going to be kind of a mixed day. So there's a SOI, kind of one of our new ones we were looking at. See what MJ is doing, down 0.31%. There's a weekly on MJ. See the nice volume accumulation there. Even if we go sideways for a while, kind of work our way higher, I think the MJ sector is going to do pretty well. And the MJ ETF as well. And all green on my on the top of my screen now. So here's my watch list. I scroll to the top, and I usually just try to see what the lowest print is here in terms of a percentage gain. And if you notice on my setup, I pretty much only have the percentage gain. That's really all I care about. If it tells me the volume, I don't know what each volume trades for each individual stock, so don't need a lot of information on my screener, but I do have each of these little buttons is correlated to a number and a color, and I can change what they're correlated to. It's pretty nice little setup. So if I want to change Lily, you guys see me click that. For those of you new, just figure I'd point that out. All right, so let's kind of see what's popping today. We got SBNY up a little bit. Not really ready for prime time yet. Same with ADS. OGMRF. RMF. I always get that wrong. Pretty big whipsaw days around there. Some distribution and immediate support at the 50-day line. And then right back to flat. Kind of reminds me of Bitcoin. ADS. Grifols. TZA. Generac. Generac, after a few bad days right there, having a nice reaction, declining volume while it goes up. Not too bad. MMNFF. Is this the one? Look at nice bull flag on there, MMNFF. I forget why we... Oh, this is another MJ stock, isn't it? Yes. Look at that bull flag, guys. Beautiful. Actually, I think this... Nope, does not quite qualify as a high tight flag, but it is a flag. It is high and it is pretty tight. So if you guys are into something like that, MMNFF right there, $7 stock, a very tight pattern right there. I do anticipate it probably would continue higher. All right, TBT, EDMP, TMAS here. Man, that only bounced a month ago? That seems like it was 3 years ago. SKW coming back down to a support point at 50, only at 52. Easily bounce up here 13% to about the $60 level. If that is a support area, it's bounced off here a number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So definitely a support level right there. Stock prices have been leaking too. Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. ZS. AMC. AMC Theaters, not bad. Good support at the 50-day. Right there, you've got a little bit of a trend line. Not down much at all. 11%, which isn't bad. Now, a lot of these... What just happened to my... Oh, there we go. A lot of these stocks, not all of them, but a few of them, they're down, they're down a little bit. But we may need a little bit more. And these don't usually bounce immediately back. This could stay weird for at least a month before we try to get back to highs. It may even take until towards the end of the year. What up, Nick? Noticed that last week and took off all the other info on watch list, like bid and ask. Could you explain the color grouping you use one more time? Are you using Thinkorswim there, Nick? Yeah, so what the color grouping does, so Thinkorswim has multiple tabs right here. You can just kind of breeze through and do all kinds of stuff. And it's a little slow to respond at times. Come on, see, like right now I'm on education. I think that's a new tab. I don't recognize that. There we go. Do not show again, and you can go away. So my charts here, and when I go to trade, you see this color grouping here? There's a little box, red, yellow, blue, green, purple. This is so you can line up different. So say I'm looking at this chart, and I got EDU here, and I'm like, okay, I want I want to look at some options where EDU is going to go up, and I'm interested in MJ options. So I got EDU as a 1, and I can change that to anything. And I got MJ as a 3. I can't even unlink it, so it just, is standalone. I go over here to trade, and I can, 1, I can switch it to 3, and EDU is going to switch over here to MJ. So the symbols will follow the color, essentially, and wherever you are in this program, you can analyze. I can analyze MJ. I can switch this over to EDU if I want to, and I can analyze some options trades. I can do some scanning, and even over here I have my color mapping over here. So in most of these screens you can color map them around as you choose, and it's a great feature. Yeah, it's a really great feature. But yeah, so for me, there's a lot of stuff you can click. And some of the settings are kind of hard to find. Some are blatantly obvious, which makes it weird because a lot of them are really hidden. Like this one is just this tiny little gear that to me doesn't look like a gear. It looks like something else. But you go to customize, and you got a bunch of weird crap that you could throw over here. Like I don't know, but I like to keep it simple, guys. I do a percentage change. I do the symbol, obviously, percentage change, and then I tried having volume up there, but then I realized I didn't know what volume was. I don't know what the average volume is for MDC. I have no idea. So I just did percentage change, and I'll let the chart tell me what the volume is if it's high or low. So, and then they're easy to adjust over here. You can go to symbol, move up, move down, things like that. You can search over here. You can go to basic. You can just have basic things. Here's all kinds of stuff. Percent out of the money, percent in the money. I mean, there's all kinds of weird crap you can do here, but I just keep it simple. I don't do anything super complex. And the Qs are being bought up here a little bit, so that's intriguing. 0.8%. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, and then on my charts, these charts are very complex. Like there's all these little tab menus up here you see me mess with all the time. You got your general settings, which is way too complex, which is nice. I mean, you get a lot of options, but some things are like here. So if I go to futures, it says show volume subgraph and equity, show volume subgraph, option, show volume subgraph. I don't even know how I can chart an option. I've never done that. So there's a few things that are a little weird, like Forex. I never do Forex, so I don't really mess with that. But, you can mess with a wick and stuff. It's a pretty cool platform. Christian, a no commission platform other than Robinhood. I've heard of one. I don't remember what it is, though. And it's going to be much smaller than Robinhood. I would probably just stick with Robinhood. I actually don't use this for trading, believe it or not. I use my other broker, which is horrible, by the way. And I'm just too lazy to switch over. But I use this for all my charting. But I haven't traded through this platform in. I mean, you can see there's only $23 in this account. It just sits there. This is my. I guess this is my McDonald's account. As soon as the average McDonald's meal becomes $23, I'll probably realize that stuffing money in a mattress, even though it's $23, is not a good idea. And then maybe I'll withdraw it or move it over. But I think this is a cash account, so I can just withdraw it. Anywho, but yeah, so pretty much what I do here is I have a pretty blank chart, and you save styles down here. And these are all the styles that I have on my live platform. And I don't use any of them anymore. I just haven't done a lot of maintenance. So I can delete 1 hour. I could do all this and maintain this. And I don't know what MBs are anymore. This is really old. No, just individual stocks, just to transport around the platform. These aren't groupings. These are just, if you think of it, the program gives you basically the option for 9 favorites. These would essentially be called favorites. And then you're calling favorite 1 up in trade or favorite 3 up in a different tab is what you're doing. You could also, I could also take this to 1 and see how it stores EDU, the ticker symbol. And then I can make this a different style. I could make this a 15-minute if I wanted to look at the intraday versus the daily. So it has to do with individual favorites. That's probably a better way to look at it. What up, Michael? Yeah, we can take a look at tops. Be a good example to show kind of what these favorites do. So there's tops. See a little bit of rounding there. It's a dollar stock, or as we call it, a penny stock. It is on the NASDAQ though, which is weird. The NASDAQ has a minimum price, and it's about $1. So the fact this is still chilling down here, it's a shopping stock. Not sure what that means. An internet play. So I pulled it up on IBD. It's ranked 31. Greece-based provider, tanker transportation services for crude refined petroleum products. Oh, okay. Probably in the same industry group as, Dries is dry goods, so maybe EXE. I'm not familiar with these names. Good EPS last quarter. Oh, shipping, yeah, gotcha. 3-year sales growth rate, 118%. It's got some positive things to it. It's definitely, up-down volume is 1.5. That's healthy. It's, very early accumulation phase, which is fine. The problem with these shipping stocks, and you ran into this with Dries, and you can see it on this chart here, is they tend to reverse split about every 15 minutes. So this was once probably a $3 or a $15 stock or something like that. And they've reverse split. So look at that. 1 for 15, 1 for 30, 1 for 2. They've reverse split so many times that it's just, they do that to keep their stock on the exchanges, and it's weird. It's just weird is what it is. But anyway, yeah, maybe if it gets over the 131 level, you can maybe get interested in that. But I really would let it get over this high instead of buying here, because it could just flounder about for no reason for quite some time on tops here. These are very speculative plays, and the shipping stocks, they were really hot at one moment in time, so I learned quite a bit about the shipping sector, probably more than I should. And these are very cyclical. If for whatever reason their sector is not doing well. Now, they're in refined petroleum products, dry bulk commodities. I know the petroleum product, there was lots of demand for it, but I don't know right now in the shipping sector what the overall demand is in the shipping sector. I don't know what the supply of ships is. So there's a little bit more that goes into these dry shippers and these shippers than what meets the eye, more than just charting. Now, the charting can get you under the impression that there is some demand maybe upcoming, but you've seen some of these. I've seen, like, you look at Dries. Dries was a huge shipper back in the day. That's tripping me out. That's moving with me. That's freaking me out. Dries was a huge shipper back in the day. I think it was like 2013, 2012 we were playing this or something. Ooh, 2007. Wow, that's a long time ago. I'm getting old. So here was Dries. This thing had a huge run. And look at this thing. Look what this thing reverse split from. This is now like 1.4 billion dollars per share. Trust me, it wasn't 1.4 billion. It was like 90. It was like $90. Now it's at $5 from a low of basically a buck. So it really takes. These are very, very weird, very, very weird things. So guys, hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. Let's take a peeky peek at some other stocks. People asking about some stocks, so that's cool. Let's do that. With the NASDAQ here, 1%. Looks like our little bounce is being sold off. We'll see how this goes. Correct, Nick. It will remove the other ticker. Yeah, it's just a favorites list. It's like if you could program your F1 through F9 keys, and then every chart you're on, you'd hit, F1 for red, and it would just do that. Can you tell something about DAX? Thank you. So the DAX, I'm pretty sure you're referring to the exchange, not an actual stock. I don't see an actual. Well, there is a DAX stock. Are you referring to this Solo? I'm not going to butcher your first name because I probably will. DAX, are you referring to the index DAX? Are you referring to the stock that I have pulled up? I'll go ahead and wait for that. PYX, AMRN as a long. AMRN is definitely a long. We've noted this since its initial pop-up here. We noted it opened right there. Like the fundamentals on it. The fundamentals are spectacular on AMRN. Notice the high tight flag up there. Actually, that's the high tight flag is what that is. Yeah, we noticed it on the pop. We've kept an eye on it here on this huge pop. We kept an eye on it, formed a high tight flag over 3 days. Mentioned it right there as it broke over the trend line. And even through all the Brigamer, it's up 38%. Holding very strong. It is pulling back a little bit here. Wait for it to actually definitively break that this top right here, now at 21.2. Got to wait for that to definitively break before you can really do anything. PYX. And then I'll look at the DAX. I got to do that on TradingView. I can't. I don't think I can look at the DAX on Thinkorswim. PYX, this appears to be a newer issue, and a recent IPO. I know nothing about it. Let's look it up. 78 composite rating. 98% EPS change last quarter. That's good. Debt's a little high. Margins negative 0.9, which is weird. Up-down volume is good. Oh, PYX. Why come I don't? And NASDAQ moving lower a little bit right there. Not in a rush, but still not a good thing, down 1.2 here. So this is a tobacco stock or an MJ stock? Okay, it's an MJ stock. It's backed by Citron. Okay. PYX. How come I'm only getting X amount of price information here? But yeah, so far it's looking pretty good. From 18 to 50. I mean, is this really the daily? This moved up like crazy. 30%. Wow. How did we miss this? How is this not on our radar? Then gapped up 25% before selling off. Yeah, this looks pretty decent. Pretty decent right down here, to be honest with you. Come back. It already came back to this prior level right there, and then maybe rolling back higher. We'll have to wait and see. But if it breaks that trend line, you could use that as which it looks like it already touched it today as a high. Your stop's pretty deep there. These are big swings in this thing, man. Big swings being bought up right there on the NASDAQ. All right, MJ up about 1%. Lilly down about 0.5%. Q's back down towards the lows. Very much in concert with the futures. All right, some MJ stocks up here. Really, why give me to 2029? Like, I want to look until 2029. Yes, I need 603 bars to the right. That's one. This software has its quirks. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Except for me. Ha ha. Anyway, let's go off this damn 15-minute chart, man. It's going to drive you nuts. There we go. Don't let friends look at 15-minute charts. Already decently high volume today too. MMNFF looking like it's working real. They're trying to find these smaller names, I think, that aren't in the ETFs, and then they're probably gonna run up the big names. It's probably what's happening. MMNFF right there, you can see broke out. We talked about that little triangle earlier, and then looking pretty good. ADS Cron's up a little bit. So the names aren't selling off, which is really what you want to see. They're still holding tight, regardless of what the market does. That's really healthy right there. 7 o'clock. Gonna have to get going here in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. I said I was going to look at the DAX. Let's look at the DAX. DAX. Where's the DAX? Not sure which one of these is the actual DAX. I believe is that German or British? I always get those confused. Germany ETF, Horizons DAX Germany ETF. Okay, it is German. This is on the NASDAQ. So I don't know if this is gonna really be what you want. This is not the actual DAX. This is the American ETF interpretation of the DAX. Maybe that's it. Does that look better? Does that look more like it? I'm going to need a little bit of guidance here. Europe. That's Frankfurt. Belgrade. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Doesn't really give me. I think Frankfurt's in Germany. I believe that's a German flag. But that's Frankfurt. That's not what you want. That's anyway. If this is the DAX, I'm not sure. So here's the Horizons DAX Germany ETF. I'm just going to kind of assume that this is interpretation. I don't have a lot of information. This only goes back to 2015, but yeah, it looks like we've come back, retraced almost half of this move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we've reached over half of this move. Looks like that would be about 1, 2. That would be about half of the move. Let's go to the daily. Now, see, I'm not going to be able to kind of pin a follow-through day here either. It looks like it's definitely in a general decline. What that means, though, I'm unsure in terms of, okay, how to view. You know what? Let me just go to Trading View and just type in DAX. No? You're going to give me crap about it, huh? Indices. You know what? Let me go to FinViz. FinViz should have it. DAX. Haha. We found it. We figured it out, people. Okay. Yeah, there's the DAX. Okay, weekly. Looks like there's more going on here than meets the eye. Okay, so that other chart was accurate. So at best here, it looks like you can hope to find some support at 11,000. The thing about this is that it's very determinant on the macroeconomics of Germany. So just by doing a general technical analysis on it, I'm not sure if that's really given it the respect that it deserves. What's up, Jamesy? But yeah, I don't know if I would start accumulating quite yet. I don't see there's no bottoming sign here quite yet. No follow through day as we speak of. Not from what I can see. This looks like a low volume uptrend. No major green up day. Looks like it's just in a general correction and is continuing to correct. So I would assume you'd look for a follow through day here as well. I'd assume that green day. It's really hard to see, I'm sure. Let me zoom the browser in. There we go. I'm pretty sure that right there would have been a follow-through day, which would have been there. But then it was undercut here, which negates the follow-through day. Then you start your count over again. And then maybe that would have been a follow-through day, but then it would have been negated again. So yeah, it looks like it's just in a general downtrend. Yeah, if you want to, if you can, I don't know what the laws say over there. Now that looks like the volume's way up here, so that could be a pretty good sign for some accumulation. It wouldn't be a follow-through day, but it would be a bit of a bottoming signal. And I don't see any other high volume green days to the right. Oh, thanks, Solo. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can try to day trade it, but you know, when you're trading, part of it is knowing when to not trade. And I don't know what individual stocks are doing in the DAX, but if there's a storied sector, you can maybe try to take positions in a storied sector. But you really want to stay with the general trend of the market. You don't want to fight it. It's just recipe for disaster. So bear markets, corrections have lots of failed breakouts because people are using the high prints to sell off. And that's what you don't see in a bull market. In a bull market, everyone thinks the market's going higher, so they buy the new high prints. In a bear market, they sell the new high prints. So it's really hard to trade a breakout style, which is really kind of what I look at. I can spot some bottoms. It's not really what I trade on personally, but it yeah, so that green looks like it's way up here on the volume, and it looks like that could be good. So maybe look for some support around that 11.5 level on the DAX. And all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for joining me today. We got the NASDAQ down 1.25%, not super healthy. We got some MJ stocks. Looks like they're slowly poking their heads up, so keep an eye out for those. Other than that, we'll see if this is a lazy day or a pretty bad day. You know, half an hour in the trading day, already sitting down here at Lowe's. So, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.